What's up, Royals? I'm Kai. Hope you're doing well, and in this video I have a surprise for you guys. It is an egg cutting video, so stick around. You're watching Lucas Landon Royals. All right, Royals, so like I said, I have a egg cutting video to bring to you. But before we do that, I just want to address this thing behind me. For those of you who have been following me on this channel know that I build my own racks, and this back here keeps changing every so often. So just to let you guys know, this is a new rack here and on this side. And that's just to account for all the animals that are growing up. I made a lot of double heads and triple heads. I just want to make sure I have room for those. I'll give you guys an update in a future video of what this will turn out to look like. For now, let's focus on the egg cutting. The pairing is a pied head Axanthic to a pinstripe Axanthic. So I'm hoping to make some more pinstripe Axanthics that are 100% heifer pieds. Unlike what I did last season, was make pinstripe Axanthics that are 66% heifer pieds. So hopefully we'll get pretty good results. So let me get things set up. Let me get the camera turned around and we'll start cutting those eggs. They came out early, approximately 4 days early, which is a surprise. But well, we can take a look at them. There's still a couple that are in the eggs. So maybe we'll still get a little bit of some suspense, feeling of suspense. So I'm going to move this out of the way. This was, again, pastel head Axanthic to a pinstripe Axanthic. So statistically, half of these should be Axanthics, and out of that, about a quarter should be pins. But everything is going to be het for pied. So we'll start with the ones that have already pipped, just because we can see their heads already, so really shouldn't be a surprise. This one clearly is a pinstripe, het for Axanthic, het for pied. Because the dad is a visual pied, the mom is a visual Axanthic, so we're only dealing with 100% hets here. So like I said, that is a pinstripe double het, and pinstripe pies look awesome. Pinstripe pies have a lot of yellow, so if we then layer on the Axanthic, or when I say layer on, I really mean to take away the colors, we should get a lot of silvers. And that is what I'm hoping for. Sorry to be off camera. There is another pinstripe. This one is really, really clean. Very, very nice. Now, if we were dealing with hets that are pos hets, I would be like, oh, this one is probably more likely to be a 100%, but since we know these are all 100%, we don't have any guesswork. But this just shows you that there's still some variations in the amount of het influence that can come through. I am going to adjust the camera and the lights because I don't like the way this is set up. So I'll cut away and I'll be right back. All right, hopefully this is a little bit better. It was a few minutes for me to make some changes, but should be seamless for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and free this one. I'm going to try to cut away from it. Sometimes they'll just stick their heads back in, but I think in this case I got plenty of space to cut away from it and free that little head up so that it can move about without feeling like it's got a collar around its neck. There we go. So you can see there's a definite difference in the pinstripe. Where's that other one? Wow. You know, I wasn't imagining such difference, but this is really, really different. I'm wondering if there's something else going on with the parents that I have. Definitely have to stick around for that. And you can see that this one has a little bit of yolk still to be absorbed, but it did pip. So just because you see yolk doesn't mean they're not ready. If they pip on their own, then they're definitely ready. So we got 3 that we cut. This one I believe had its head popped out already, but doesn't matter. We're gonna know for sure what it is as soon as we cut this open. Ah, yes. This is the Axanthic head. Okay, so that is a pinstripe Axanthic, 100% Hetford pied. Very nice, very clean. Sorry, very, very contrasting and crisp colors. Busy though, not clean. When I said clean, I meant the contrast. So that's a nice one. This one seems to have his nose poking out already, eager to come about. And look, there's a tape that I put on because I had ripped a hole in it when I was pulling the eggs apart from each other. They were stuck to each other when they were laid. I must have missed by a day, and so they really, really adhered to each other. And so when I was pulling it apart, I remember I tore one. I think I tore 2 of them. So putting a little bit of piece of tape there, save this one. And here is a really bright looking normal. There's definitely something going on here, because usually they're not this bright. I mean, I always talk about variability, but this one looks like it has fire. Look at that head. Look at that head stamp. I gotta look back in my records to see if there's any other males that went to this female. There might have been another male, to be honest. So we're definitely not expecting pieds. We're only expecting Axanthics in terms of visual recessive. And everything in here should be 100% Hetford pied, but now I'm seeing some variations in the in these hatchlings. The colors make me wonder if there was a fire male that went to these. Really interesting. So this one looks like a typical pinstripe, although it is still a little bit brighter than, say, this one. Let me get that one up so we can take a look. This one as well. These two look very similar in terms of color. This one looks a little bit darker. The light's casting a shadow. You can see it's a little bit darker, but not by much. So I'm pretty confident that these 3 are just pinstripe head Axanthic, het pied. This one I'm not too sure about. Looks extremely bright. This one's an Axanthic, should be Hetford pied. This one is an extremely bright pinstripe. So these 2 don't look like they belong in here, but we'll find out more later. Like I said, I'll dig through my records. So I know I said there's not a big surprise with this one because they all pipped, but I actually have another surprise for you, because that's not all the eggs. I actually ran out of the normal size egg tubs, and so I had to split this clutch into 2 tubs that are slightly smaller. And what do we have here? Look at that, we got 4 more that pipped. This one again has that tape on it, you can see. So let's start with this one. just from the nose, it looks like it's a pinstripe. There's a lot of pinstripes. Yes, this is a pinstripe. So that's cool. There's a pinstripe. This one looks to be another brighter looking pinstripe. So this is interesting. And it went in. Oh, there's another piece of tape. So I guess there were 3 that I had accidentally ripped. And if they're leaking, I would just put a little piece of tape on it. That seals it up. This one is pushing. Yeah, look at that. Look how bright this is. Look how bright and clean it is. And like I said, it's got a dot on its head, which reminds me of fire. Just like that other brighter pastel from the other egg box. Reminds me of a fire. That's interesting. Now this mom did produce a couple clutches for me before, and never have I seen something that bright in anything that she produced. So I don't think this lighter coloration comes from the mom, because she produced Lemon Blasts, pinstripes, Lemon Blast and pinstripes before. So Lemon Blast is a combination between pinstripe and pastel, but that was because there was what is this? That was because the male in that pairing had pastel. Look at this. This one is super dark, super busy. All the patterns are very, alien heads are very thin and squished. I wonder what's going on here. And they all connect across the back from what we can see from this view. I'm perplexed. I thought this was going to be a very straightforward clutch. No surprises. I try to surprise you guys by splitting up the clutch, but I ended up surprising myself, or at least the parents of this clutch has surprised me. All right, one last one. This one does have a silvery color nose, so hopefully this is another Axanthic. And we'll just go in where it has already made some cuts. We'll make this a little bit wider, give you guys a better view. Boom. That is a pinstripe Axanthic, and it is much brighter looking, if I can recall from just a few moments ago, compared to the other one. In fact, let me get the other one out and we'll do a little bit side-by-side comparison. So this is the one from the other egg box. You can see how busy it is. All the dots and the dashes, they're all broken up. This one, on the other hand, very well connected, stripy, very little dots. You know, it also could be because this is near the tail end. This one could be somewhere in the midsection. But from a color standpoint, now when we put them side by side, they're fairly similar. Definitely curious what all of these are going to look like when they come out of the eggs. And I promise you guys, I will give you an update then. So I thought I would surprise you guys with that second set of eggs, but instead those eggs surprised me. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of digging back into her records to figure out what exactly had happened, and hopefully I'll give you guys an update. By then I should have figured out which male sired that clutch. That about wraps it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel and you want to be informed of future uploads, make sure you're subscribed and ring that notification bell. As always, thanks for watching. Please share, and remember, Royals for life. Peace out.